Hello. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Wrestling Club live stream after party of Double or Nothing. I am your host, Brett Davis. We are going to be taking calls. If you want to call in, the number to call is 732 200 Club. That's right. Welcome to the Wrestling Club Double or Nothing after party. The show just wrapped up. Darren's going to be joining in just a second. So, we got that to look forward to. But if you want to call in, if you want to be part of the party, then after party's kind of maybe a misnomer. It's kind of a low key. It was a long show. We're not, popping bottles or anything, but you can talk about what you thought about the show. Once again, the number is 732 200 Club, or you could just chime in on the chat and tell us what you thought of the show. So as we just get started, Conan is back. That's the big news coming out of this show, is that K Dog making his grand return to the world of wrestling. Last seen as a weed dealer, I think, or just a weed guy in a Las Vegas vignette. But what everybody's talking about right now is the huge return of Conan. So tell me what you think about that. Also, the huge title match, Stadium Stampede, Mark Henry appearing, Leo Rush showing up in the Battle Royal. It's a fun show. I liked it. It was a little long for my tastes. However, I enjoyed it a lot. So once again, feel free to call in 732 200 Club. And I'm waiting for Darren's got some technical difficulties. So, bear with us as we sort this out. But yeah, feel free to chime in the chat. I'll give you my thoughts as we start this thing off. I thought the show started off very great. Fun Hangman Brian Cage match. Didn't overstay its welcome. Got some cool Hangman stuff. Great opener. Then that tag team match was incredible. One of my favorite matches I've seen all year. Wasn't quite sure how Kingston and Moxley would mesh with the Young Bucks, but that whole style clash was really kind of the drawing point of the entire match. Moxley kicking out of every near fall, never really felt old because it felt like it could kind of go any way. That entrance, with the live crowd, everybody singing Wild Thing. The Wild Thing by X was great. There we go. Okay, is Darren? No, Darren is not yet here, but he's setting up. So let me know what you think. 732 200 Club. Darren does control the phone, so if you are trying to call in, I have no idea, but I can check you out in the chat. So tell us what you're thinking. The middle of the show for me kind of suffered, not gonna lie. I did not love the a go Cody Rhodes Memorial Day. Like, Cody Rhodes, he's not a soldier. You can call yourself the American Dream, but then you got to come out dressed like George Washington. I guess he looked like a guy from that show. Uh, you know, the Cody Rhodes patriotism feels very out of place, very misplaced in 2021. So a go looked good. He's cool. He's got energy and spunk. I don't know, but it's it's nice to see a new guy get the push. However, we did not see idiot. So, all right, still waiting for Darren to chime in. But if you want to call in, call 732-200-CLUB, and we will take your call. Tell us what you thought of Double or Nothing. Also, feel free to chime in the chat. Where the heck is Darren? Bear with me. It's hard to multitask. But yeah, and then the next match, Miro, that was cool. Archer, it's fun. Two big guys beating each other up. There's nothing to hate about that. It was very sad. And just another terrible loss in the Animal Kingdom, with Miro tossing that bag of snake very far away. I've got my email, all typed up. It's just fury typing throughout the show. Just enraged that Miro would kill a snake live on Fight Bleacher Report live. Really upsetting. But also, fun style to see Miro finally taken seriously. Archer finally having somebody to kind of match energies with. Interesting. But still kind of a lull in the show, which then brings us to I absolutely skipped the battle royal. That was great. I think the right guy won. Jungle Boy, Lio Rush. He's a surprise. I thought that he would be the big guy in MLW. But he's not. I guess he's in AEW, or who knows? The Forbidden Door moves many ways. I thought that he would be the perfect guy to be top star of MLW, and he could still be, even if he's in AEW, because so many people are double dipping now. But I think he's a great addition. I've always been a fan of his. I thought all the controversy of him getting let go by WWE was silly, and not that big of a deal. But we had Christian Cage, Matt Sydal, Powerhouse Hobbs, Dustin Rhodes, and Max Caster opening it up. Max Caster, I think, maybe forgot a line. I think he's kind of he was going yo, which is kind of how I feel right now doing this solo without Darren. Where the heck is he? Christian Cage, it looks good. I thought he could walk out, and I thought that would have been a fine option. But he was the Ric Flair of the Battle Royal. Then we had Matt Hardy, Isaiah Cassidy, 10, Nick Comoroto, and Serpentico. Cool to see Nick Comoroto. I think we haven't really seen a whole lot of him on Dynamite. A whole lot of him outside of Dark. I like my Dark guys. I like Comoroto. I like Serpentico. I always love to see a Luther run in on a AEW show. So, that's nice to see. And then we had, who's next? The Varsity Blondes came in as a duo. Anthony Bowens, Penta El Zero Miedo, were in Joker cosplay, and Colt Cabana. If the match, I think it was Latoya Ferguson who posted this out on Twitter. If the match involves a Joker in it, there shouldn't be someone else being a Joker in the match. I think it's just a little confusing. It's kind of like when Tony Schiavone got a little mixed up between Scorpion and Scorpio. Uh, you know, Colt Cabana, always great to see. He's so fluid, even though, he didn't get to do much, but, love to see Colt Cabana. Don't think he's featured enough on these things. Varsity Blondes, they did well. Brian Pillman Jr., I think, has so much enthusiasm. He has so much praise, coming out of that Dark Side of the Ring documentary. It was great to see. And, he got a Pillman chant, which was also great to see. Then we had our last group. We had Jungle Boy, Mark Quinn, Aaron Solo, Evil Uno, Lee Johnson. Evil Uno, not the expected pop, but he did get a pop, and I think he was ready for it. Somebody pointed that out on Twitter as well, which is nice to see. He was kind of one of those, there's going to be AEW OGs, and, he's one of them. Lee Johnson, he, came and went very fast. Private Party got to do some fun high spots with Leo Rush, who came out next. And yeah, and look who decided to join. Hello. Welcome, Darren. You are sideways.
What's up?
Well, we are live.
Oh, we're live? Oh,
yeah.
Good.
And
Great.
We've got the man upstairs, Isaiah, making the rare on-screen appearance.
Yeah,
I guess he's the man downstairs. So once again, if you want to join this conversation, call 732-200-CLUB, and you could chat with us. Tell us what you thought of AEW Double or Nothing. I was just talking about this battle royal, but you could talk about anything. I've talked enough, so I'll turn it to you guys. What did you think of everything?
I thought it was a good show. I thought it was a good show. It was great to see a crowd.
Some wrestling happened.
We saw wrestling. What Isaiah, you're not a hardcore wrestling fan at all. You're what we call a casual fan. Sting
Sting
jump.
Yeah.
Sting's big jump, definitely gotta say much.
Definitely. I love that one of sorry, your mic is cutting in and out a little bit.
It's them bad and moving away from it.
Yeah, you gotta get in on that mic. You gotta get right in on it.
Yeah, I loved the t-shirt reveal of Sting's kind of soft body, but it was cool to see.
It was a bit like, ooh, and then Darren's like, oh yeah, he's 60. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Like for being 65 years old or whatever he is, he looked great. But,
I was waiting.
He does have that soft body.
I was waiting for the tease of a buckle bomb, which we didn't get.
Oh yeah. Maybe a little too close to home.
Yeah, maybe a little too close to home. That can be upsetting.
Hey, we got a Scorpion Deathlock. I was like, all right, this.
I realized a little peek behind the curtain here. I realized I took notes on my phone, but I can't look at my phone right now.
Oh,
so that's fine.
That's fine.
I got to try to jog my memory.
Well, I've got the notes right here. I was talking a little bit about the opening matches. Did you get a chance to see the buy-in?
Yeah, I saw the buy-in. The buy-in was good.
Yeah.
That was
Deeb and Riho.
What an unbelievable match. Serena Deeb is so great. I can't wait for Serena Deeb and Britt Baker. That's a match that I think is something to really look forward to. Everyone talks about, Kenny Omega is the belt collector. I think Britt Baker could be the same thing in the women's division. It was great. It was great to see Riho back. I think Riho is officially relocated to the United States.
Yes.
So there's a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, I during Riho's first run, I was kind of, whatever, but when it's one thing when she's facing Nyla Rose, where the size is so insane, but facing somebody that's kind of her size, Serena Deeb, I think makes for a more believable match, more believable outcome that she could win at least.
Right.
And the end of that match was great.
It was so good. It was great near falls. The crowd was so hot for it. It almost made me kind of nervous that maybe they were gonna burn the crowd out a little early, which they did do. I don't know. We got kind of loud towards the end. I watched it with a bunch of people. So we were I was kind of hard to tell, like gauge the crowd for the last two matches, but
yeah,
it was.
Tell me the thoughts about the first two matches, because I thought the crowd was very hot for those.
Yeah, they were. Brian Cage came out in half a Warlord's costume.
Yeah, he's known to do that. He's been known to do that a few times.
It was something about the harsh Florida sun that made it very clear that it was just spray painted football pads.
I mean, he's worn that before, and it always looks like that.
Does it always look like? Okay, well, we kind of popped when he came out like that. That was a great match. Those guys have incredible chemistry. Traditional booking says Adam Page will be in line for a shot at Kenny Omega, so that's interesting. Or will he go after Miro? You have two strong heel champions, so that's to be seen, I guess. What did you think of that? You already talked about the first two matches, and then the second match was the tag team match, the tag team championship. Was that the second match?
Yes.
Oh my God, where do I begin?
It was great. It was so great.
The way first of all, that his hair dye. Okay, so something about me, if you could see on the stream, I'm an early gray. I went gray at a young age, and I remember when I was about 25, I tried to dye my hair for the first time. First dyed it jet black. It's just a horrible thing. It looked like a crayon, a crayon hair color. And then I tried to dye it a lighter color, and it came out that exact color. And I hated myself so much. And Nick Jackson does not hate himself. He's got the septum piercing now, which he called a nose earring.
Yeah. And he, in that pre-show package, he had like the dollar sign, like the Halloween costume, like wrapper necklace. It was just like a dollar sign. It's like,
oh yeah, they're so ugly. Also, I can't tell them apart now, because when they have a beard, they look exactly the same. So then you just have to look at the hairline, which again, I understand what the Young Bucks are going through a little bit. I don't understand all of it, but I understand a little bit of it. Great match though. I love Hulk Hogan, John Moxley. He's 100% playing Memphis babyface, or really Hulk Hogan. I mean, he hulked up.
Yeah,
multiple times in the match. Eddie Kingston's great. Yeah, just love those teams. I think I loved every tag team on the show tonight. Even the ones that I'm not that hot on, I'm still like, oh, this is like a good tag team.
Yeah. Man, downstairs, Isaiah. Any thoughts on those first two matches?
I actually didn't see the first two matches.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, we had other guests, but they left. They're like, well, maybe we'll call in. If you're listening to the stream and you want to call in with thoughts, really any thought you had tonight, it doesn't need to be it doesn't need to be linear. You can talk about whatever you want. If you got a problem in your life, anything, 732-200 club is the number. Brett, where did we go after that second match?
Well, I was running down the entrance of the playing card battle royal.
was so confusing. I guess I never realized what the rules were for the casino battle royale.
Well, it changed a little bit this time. They used to come out in groups, but it's like, there's a big, to do about a card flipping over, and it's the hearts. We don't know who the hearts are. We don't know who the clubs are. So it's just kind of like hearts, and then 5 Royal Rumble entrants come out. It's a little convoluted. It wasn't the star power of previous casino battle royals, but it did its job. It was an entertaining match. We had some fun names in there.
I thought who did you want to be the Joker? I feel weird to say the Joker. Like, who did you want to? Oh, well,
I mean, the Joker was Pentagon Jr. I was totally happy with Leo Rush. I was saying yeah.
We were fantasy booking Nick Gage coming in. I thought that would, but then it's like you can't put him on television.
Yeah. Do regular. He can't. He's not gonna like. Oh, I can't curse. Like like he's not gonna.
Yeah. The very first thing he does.
I remember that there was I think Cody Rhodes gave a list, or somebody gave a list of like dream opponents in AEW, and Tony Khan looked at it and said, "Some of these, yes. Some of these, absolutely never." And I tried to think who could be in the absolutely never category, and it could be Nick Gage. And things change, but yeah. Britain in the chat saying at least there was no exploding ring. I'd say the explosions at the end, if they just did that at the last show, the fire and the fireworks and stuff, would have been great. Would have been a great explosion at the end, but nevertheless. But yeah, fun battle royal.
I mean, it came down to Daddy and Boy. Oh, careful there! You got them allergies, huh?
I got the allergies bad.
Yeah, we're looking for a bong right now, actually. So we're gonna do some live. We're gonna do some live drugging on the stream. See, this is like an off night stream, so like all the rules are out the window.
Yeah,
this is like a Ravens House of Fun version of the podcast. What was this match called?
I don't know. I don't think it's
Funhouse.
I don't think it matters what it was called, because I don't understand what the reference you're trying to, what the connection is.
Ravens Rules. You don't remember Ravens Rules? That was like the big TNA blow-off match in 2005 to 2007.
Like WCW in like 98.
Yeah, they did it. They did it too.
But I think the whole match was built around that. Tony Khan paid for that song for Jungle Boy.
He did, and it it was the right guy. I thought it was weird that it came down to Christian Cage and Jungle Boy because kind of going into it, you think Christian Cage probably has a good chance of winning, do a TV match with Kenny Omega. But then if Christian Cage won by eliminating Darby Allin, or not Darby Allin, Jungle Boy, it would have just been the wrong heat. Like he would have been booed. So Jungle Boy went over. That's cool. That'll be a match to look forward to.
And like they got the Tarzan Boy by Baltimora is playing. In comes his weird friends. Christian Cage, gets to do the handshake thing.
Sure.
That music, like we get to hear a little more of it. It just felt like a big moment, and the moment that like has been well overdue for Jungle Boy during this whole AEW run.
I wonder if that's going to be the main event for the first Dynamite back in front of fans.
In 2 weeks, they announced it.
Oh, they're going to do it in 2 weeks. Well, never mind. Mm-hmm. So that, I don't know. It's good. I mean, Jungle Boy is a beautiful man. He's so handsome.
Up next, we had our tribute to the troops. It was
the show. We got some General Patton quotes. We got some President Truman quotes. Cody. When I think of the American dream, I don't think of these fat, overweight, loudmouth plumber Texans, I think of class. I think of a man with a classy tattoo and a biracial baby, which is a phrase he loves to say. That's my.
Yeah, you know, he came out in his America cosplay or whatever.
You know what he looked? He looked like if Bobby Blaze got a Arena Mexico main event.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You know,
Or
God.
like a Lucha Underground, you know, thing.
I wonder if it's going to turn into Cody being the first like American patriot heel in wrestling history.
Honestly, that's where it's the obvious thing it would go. Everyone was saying he looked like Homelander, which may have been intentional. Homelander is a character on The Boys who's like that, you know, he's like the evil good guy. I've never watched the show, but you know, that could be a direct reference and maybe where they could head sometime. I mean, Cody's more effective as a douchebag than
yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like I mean, if you think about like the trajectory of the United States, right? The American dream used to be like this fat everyman, and now the American dream is like, you know, nepotism.
Yeah.
So, oh God, yeah, it's real rough. Anthony Ogogo, though, did great, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first real match.
Yeah.
Cody's a good wrestler.
Cody's a good wrestler, not an exciting wrestler.
No, but he doesn't have to. I mean, in that match, he didn't have to be. I thought Anthony Ogogo looked great until he got beat, which I thought was stupid. I thought he needed to do his move to Cody and beat him. Like, what's the point of him beating everybody with one move if he loses his first match? If this was Triple H in 2005, people would be real upset.
Sure. Man downstairs, did you see this match?
What match are you talking about?
Cody versus Ogogo.
Nope.
No, he
came in on Britt Baker. Was the Asuka?
So he saved it. The man downstairs. Oh God, the man downstairs.
I came in on two women, one dressed like an angel, one dressed like a devil, pummeling each other.
That's right. The man downstairs doesn't mess with the undercard. He's main event only.
Yeah,
that's fine.
That's fair.
I'm more of a Scorpio Sky kind of guy.
We'll get to Scorpio.
Well, I don't think. Yeah, all right. I'll save that for later. Yeah, we had Miro and Lance Archer. When the stream started,
oh my God,
I went off about the dead snake.
Oh yeah, did you see this one?
How dare?
Oh, hold on. Can you explain Isaiah Mystic? Can you just recap it in case somebody didn't see it as well? What happened?
So Jake the Snake Roberts is historically known for bringing out a 6 to 8 foot python in a canvas bag, and, using it on his opponents. But you know, as a manager, he doesn't really get to carry that around a ton. However, earlier in the day, Miro attacked him, so he, I guess, went to a pet store or whatever, and he got his python, and he did a little running in the match, threw in the bag with the snake as if he were to get ready to unfurl it and scare Miro. However, Miro just picked up the bag and threw it like 20 feet.
The unthinkable happened.
Yeah.
You know, if this ends with Miro doing a like Tuesday Night Titans-esque skit where he like turns the snake into some sort of Bulgarian Quake burger. Does anybody remember Quake burgers?
Mm-hmm.
I would be very happy. That's my kind of wrestling.
What's the Bulgarian dish? What's the popular Bulgarian dish?
What's the oh no. Borscht.
Is it?
Sorry, what was that?
Borscht? Is it borscht? Borscht?
Borscht. It's not borscht.
I dropped out of high school.
A couple extra constants.
Yeah, you missed the Bulgarian food syllabus. Well, the Bulgarian food classes you can't afford to miss. We're gonna figure out what Miro would turn the
snake into.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. That's not Damien. Maybe that's Gamora. What do you think the snake's name is? He had Lucifer. He had Damien.
I can't speculate as to that. But let's see. It seems like he could maybe chop up the snake and replace the tripe that would go into a Shkembe chorba. But I don't know if a snake is a proper replacement for tripe.
Yeah, if we have any cooks on the stream, let us know. Maybe you know. No.
But yeah, next we had the Women's World Championship. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, faced Hikaru Shida, the beautiful angel that stole your heart.
Completely out of line for what I call her, Asuka. Is that even a wrestler?
That's a wrestler, yeah. That's two wrestlers, actually.
Okay, I was like, is it just a Japanese woman's name? Which just
actually, now it's three wrestlers.
Okay.
There's Lioness Asuka, there's Veni Asuka, and then there's Kana Asuka.
Are they like related? Is that like a fighting clan, like the Gracies?
I think Asuka just means warrior or something.
Doesn't it? Okay,
that makes sense.
That's nice.
Something like that.
Specifically, mean female.
Yeah, sign off in the chat if you know what Asuka means.
Yeah.
Britain in the chat is saying Miro and AEW and Lana in WWF is weird as F.
Oh, that's something with. So we didn't really we kind of skipped over it, but Miro is so great as he is now. What an improvement! A 180. I was not a fan of the Best Man Miro and that never-ending nerd storyline.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's really mean, and I wanted him to literally dismember Jake and just tear Lance Archer / the Christmas creatures little colorful braids out or whatever. We also didn't touch on that. I mean, Lance Archer was half dressed as the Christmas creature from Smoky Mountain Wrestling. Clint Jacobs, one of his many alter egos. Look that up if you don't believe me. But with Lana, the new Miro is so great. I wish Lana was with him. They're such a great act. It's even though like they did like a cartoony Russian gimmick, Lana is such a great performer, especially in that role. So, maybe she'll leave WWE someday.
Yeah.
And it is weird.
There's a Miro quote that I liked, where he said what was the quote? I was trying to look at it, but he said, like, I have a home in St. Pete, I have a home in Nashville, I have a home in LA. All I'm here to do in AEW is to win and kill people so I could go home and spend my money.
It's so great. Like, that is the exact gimmick that he needs. Like, it's just like such a great big bully gimmick. I hope he holds the TNT title for 2 years. I hope all these like little pretty boys like Darby Allin with his little finger paints and Jungle Boy with his like nerdy friends, I hope they all get destroyed by the Magnificent Miro. I think they should call him the Magnificent Miro. I think
honestly, I think if you suggested it, he'd be all for it.
Yeah, he's very much like the modern Don Morocco, where like this guy is really big and definitely not very bright.
Yeah, I think if you just suggested it on Twitter, he might go, Magnificent Miro, yes, and then start referring to himself that way.
Let's do it. Let's get it. Let's get the wrestling club faithful to make
we're single-handedly getting Nick Gage to Choco Pro. So
yeah, this is it. We're the tastemakers. We're the moguls of wrestling right now.
We got a Lulu Pencil retweet. That's not a seal of approval.
Wow.
We got a May Saruga retweet. And we got some May Saruga next week, but we'll get to that later. Speaking of women's wrestling, Dr. Britt Baker, Hikaru Shida. I thought it was a fun match. I thought it was a little boring, but they got the crowd into it by the end. This
goes back to what we were talking about with the buy-in, where, they were doing, I don't mean to sound like JR or Jim Cornette, but, they did a bunch of near falls. And by the time you got to this match, I think the crowd was getting a little tired. Remember, a lot of people haven't been to wrestling shows as much, like it's not, I feel like people forget how to be a crowd a little bit, and they're probably very excited, but the match was technically very good. Sheeta is a great wrestler. Britt is a main eventer. So I'm excited for the future of the women's division. I feel like it was like the first women's main event match where I was genuinely I'm not interested in it. It just, I don't know. It felt like a big match. It felt like a match that we're going to remember because Britt won the title. And the finish was great. And yeah, I liked it. I'm excited for what comes next. You're not going to be able to keep Britt Baker as a heel, though. She's obviously such a hard worker, like she obviously like busts her ass to be a better wrestler and to be a more compelling character. So I feel like performers like that always get over.
I think we should be promoting good dental health.
Mm-hmm.
I think for a lot more.
Usually she uses a little rubber glove, but she had a bedazzled glove.
Ooh.
Yeah. And also, speaking of working hard, Reba or Rebel, whatever her name is, Rebel, not Reba. She looks great. She's lost a ton of weight, and she's got the crutch, which is like her, Bob Orton cast, but it kind of like surprised me out of nowhere. Like she's done a lot of work. I think that's setting her up for a fun Virgil, turn. Hard to call it the Virgil turn because the Virgil turn sucked a little bit, but that the lackey turning on the star.
Yeah. I think Britt Baker is going to be a major baby face. I don't know. So I think maybe you could do kind of turn, like she could turn on her as a heel instead of like turning her into a baby face, if she was going to align with someone else. The problem is who's the top heel to come in against Britt Baker.
Mm-hmm.
The best women's wrestler in North America is a scumbag. So no one's bringing her in, but that's really the one, right?
Tessa Blanchard.
Now you said it, not me, pal.
I'll say it. Tessa Blanchard is a scumbag. Yeah. Her dad wrestled tonight. And she's still not a persona non grata. We'll get to Daddy Blanchard.
But I'm saying, but she is, she is a scumbag, but she's obviously a main event caliber wrestler, and there's not main event caliber wrestlers out there. And I just think that's they need, maybe it's Nyla Rose turning heel or something, but I don't know. I feel like Britt Baker has risen to the top. She's a deserving champion, and now everybody has to raise their game to meet her, which is.
I just want to interrupt. We have plugged the phone numerous times and received no calls. I don't think the phone is working. Can you check?
I will check.
Yes. But yeah, really fun match. Britt Baker, Hikaru Shida. Britt has yet to be champion. It was cute to see her and Tony hug. I think the announcers addressed it as like Tony's little crush, which is very funny.
It's who was like, what is this?
Like, all right, caller 732-200 club. You can give us a call. Sorry about that. I had the notifications turned off. Just call again. We're ready for you.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
Well, then we had a Sting and his son, who's in film school. I do like these Darby short films. They're really great.
Yeah, they're so believable.
He produces them. He
I say
himself.
when we were watching with Russ, our friend Russell, he mentioned that was like a famous skate spot that he was at. Do you know what that was?
No, I don't. This would have been a Russell question, but I don't know.
Oh well,
Yeah,
never mind. We'll never know.
the world will never know. Yeah, but I was kind of saying like, what, like, do wrestling fans care about the skate stuff he does at all?
I think they
Like,
think it's
that
cool.
crossover.
Yeah.
In a way.
I think it's cool, and I don't know anything about skating.
I mean, it is kind of like cool that he does have like, legitimate chops, so he can like really skate. But it's like, I just don't know how many people actually care.
I mean, definitely people recognize Tony Hawk when he was on, and I don't know how many people recognize like JPEG Mafia or like some of the other like cameos. He has.
Yeah. Some of the more obscure, like, yeah.
All right, let's go to the phones. You are on with Wrestling Club. Who are we talking to?
Hey, this is Vin from Staten Island.
Hey,
Eddie Van.
Vinny.
Yeah, let's go down.
What's up, Vinny? Right over the. How's Staten Island tonight? You guys getting that rain? You guys got that cold, driving Staten Island rain?
Yep, that dirty garbage rain.
Oh, it's great. I hope to own an estate on Staten Island someday. I think that's my
estate on Staten Island.
I want to own an estate. I want to have a farm. I want to become a farmer on Staten Island. Don't bust my dreams, Vin.
No, listen, there's several abandoned farm colonies you could easily take over.
Okay, good. Thank you. Vin, what'd you think of the show tonight? What are your thoughts?
I thought it got better as it went on.
Whoa.
I definitely did not like the Cody Rhodes Anthony Ogogo match.
Oh, you're not a patriot. That's why.
I'm not a patriot.
Wow.
America.
Careful on Staten Island with that.
I wipe my mouth with the American flag. It's just I don't like. I've always had a problem with babyface Cody Rhodes because you can't be a babyface,
right,
and come out with the comically patriotic gimmick and also be like the head of your own wrestling company.
Yeah.
And also be like the salt of the earth, man of the people gimmick.
and a dork.
Like the best Cody.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And the best Cody has been when he was in New Japan and he was kind of like trying to take over the Bullet, like megalomaniac Cody.
Yeah,
I think is the best Cody.
well, he is
He is
that.
Cody.
He is that. You know, he's definitely inherited his father's ego. I agree. Yeah, that was a weak point. Did you have a favorite moment? Was it Sting jumping off the thing? Flying Sting.
You know what? I did enjoy Flying Sting. I know some people poo-poo that match because they're like, well,
they hate fun.
They'll pop for Sting.
There's a lot of Scorpio Sky fans
when he was in WWE,
right?
Or they won't pop for Goldberg. And it's like, well, the difference is in WWE can do the exact same thing when you put, and we'll just use Sting. We'll even keep like Goldberg and all the other people out of the equation. When Sting came into WWE finally, they immediately thrust him in a program with Triple H where he lost at WrestleMania.
Right.
Whereas in AEW, they immediately thrust him into a program where he was aligned with Darby Allin, specifically designed to get Darby Allin over.
Well, I mean,
Right.
Triple H needed that little push. Lest we forget about the game and his might.
No.
It's time to play the game.
But yeah, no, you're absolutely right. It's
So I will
just
say,
a overall mentality that both companies differ on.
I will say, like there are starting to be parallels between Cody and Triple H, and I'm not liking it.
Oh yeah, Cody and
Because,
Jeff
I
Jarrett
think
too.
I think Cody's in this position now where he genuinely thinks that Triple H thing of, hey, you're in the match with me, and even if you lose, that's good enough because you're in it with me, so you're already getting the leg up, and you're getting a push just by being in the same arena as me. Now let me go smash this throne and then do a ladder match where you're going to grab an actual brass ring that's just a big painted hemorrhoid donut.
Yeah. He's, Cody's, he's, he is better as a heel. I find him more likable as a heel because it's like, okay, you are definitely all these things, but he's like, he likes good wrestling. You know what I mean? Like, I think he's a overall positive for wrestling, but this, number 3, this like mid-card babyface Cody Rhodes is just nothing,
I have some.
Well, I was going to say, skipping ahead just a little bit. What do you think of the new wrinkle they added to Orange Cassidy, where they've sort of put this new idea in that all of his power comes from his pockets?
JR seemed into it.
Yeah, maybe it's like something that they were just. Yeah, the pockets make him strong. Just keep going.
I think it's funny.
It was a great spot.
Well, JR is also into it. JR needs to get off Twitter. What JR needs to do.
Yeah, well, it's like, we've been watching Dark Side of the Ring, and the wrestling club has its light side of the ring. If they ever did a sad side of the ring, I feel like JR is definitely in that first season.
Yeah, I want a whole sad side of the ring about his weird Blue Chew.
Where was
sponsored post?
Where was
JR's
JR?
like a reply guy, right?
What's that?
I like his thing. He's like a reply guy.
Yeah.
I feel like he's a heavy reply guy.
What was up with JR? I feel like he got to Jacksonville today. He's like, too hot, not wearing a suit, but I'll wear 2 dress shirts. Yep, I'm gonna open it up. I mean, you could literally see
Steve Bannon.
He was dressed as Steve Bannon, if after 30 years of solitary confinement. Oh, that's not nice to JR. I'm sure he's a nice enough man. Maybe. I don't know.
If we're gonna shit on people, I want to shit on Scorpio Sky.
Why?
I've never been able to do this. I've never been able to do this on the show.
So
You're
cool,
jealous.
so charismatic, and so interesting, and so
Yeah, dude, he's taken the podcast to the ring.
mhm.
Darren and I have complained about this, I think in private, but never on the show. But I'm a regular watcher of AEW Dark, and they will about 3 or 4 times a show play the promo for Scorpio Sky's podcast, which is
What's it
with
called?
him.
Freak of the week. What's it called?
It's like such a boring name too.
It's literally, I think it's wrestling of the week. It was definitely when we were going to name this podcast. It was on my list, and I was
Wait,
like, "This is bad."
This guy's good at podcasts. So I was already hating it before, and then you're telling me he has another reason.
He has the worst wrestling podcast.
Of course, he is a better.
He has the
podcast.
worst one.
He's a wrestler, Nate, who's the most generic wrestler ever. The Scorpio Sky.
Yeah,
Like-
I mean, he could be the nicest guy, but they play this promo for this podcast with this guy, James Willems, who I guess is a Twitch streamer, YouTube guy who has the single most punchable face in the world. And it's just like them holding up their shoes or I got Xbox, or it's so fucking basic.
What can I
hate it? Sorry, what? Yeah, it's they keep playing this, and Scorpio Sky could be cool. Scorpio Sky could be the coolest wrestler in the world, but he's gonna be this, podcast gamer dork, and I'm never gonna get over it because they shove it in your face week after week after week. And there are a lot of podcast gamer dorks on the AEW roster.
Brett, I sit here a little pang of jealousy in your voice.
You know what?
Should we start doing unboxing videos? What should we unbox?
I don't know.
Garrett Cheek told us that he has the Gordon Soley board game. Maybe we'll open that. That'd be fun.
Yeah, because all the youth of today want to see the Gordon Soley board game. Do you think it's in color? I think not.
A faded color, like 70s palette of just mostly just darks.
But do they promote anyone else's Twitch or podcast? Because it does seem very random to promote Scorpio Sky when you've got like Miro does a Twitch, like I know other people on the roster do stuff online.
Yeah, nobody gets the. I mean, it might be an AEW like sourced podcast, but you know, Miro's got his Twitch, who I think we were mentioning it in the chat. I think he still does it. You know, Kip Sabian has a Twitch. You know, for all the Cult has a Twitch. Everybody does Twitch.
That's pretty cool. Where's our Twitch?
And we had it for a second, and then we used YouTube now.
I don't know. We can do
Cool.
we can do the Twitch thing.
Are we doing Twitch?
We need to
No,
get our giant gamer chairs though.
No, we can.
Oh
do
yeah,
Twitch.
I need my
You
yeah.
gotta send me the thing and we can do it. I got you. We can do it next week. So okay.
We'll do a
Let's
Twitch.
let's do it next week. Well,
All right.
maybe we could cater the show for
I'm gonna get the whole. Yeah.
get like a
well,
score on there.
And we can keep score.
I'll start wearing yoga pants and like doing like squats whenever we.
Oh, that's cool.
You know, we should do one of those hot tub things. We each find a hot tub.
yeah. They're really. fun
Oh
with
yeah,
those,
you know,
man.
I saw that place in the Poconos that has the wine shaped bathtub. Like it's like a champagne. I could do it from there.
Oh, the
Okay.
champagne.
Is
Yeah,
that broadcast
that'd be
from
hot.
Caesar's Palace?
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Caesar's Palace. We're
I'll go
going
to Caesar's Palace Vegas. You go to Caesar's Palace
like-
Poconos.
Yeah, I'll go Lent City. You
Yeah,
go
yeah,
Poconos.
Darren's gonna broadcast from Foxwoods in the Poconos.
Oh
Yeah.
god. Yeah, that's about right. You know, there's that
Then
there's
you
like
could go to Mohegan Sun or something and
there's
join us.
also a themed hotel in Linden, New Jersey, right around the corner from Rahway State Prison. They've got an Egyptian
Oh, yeah,
themed
well-
room.
Well, isn't that like in that whole like Sayreville area? There's that whole stretch of like highway
Oh yeah, you
where
don't
there's
want to
like,
get
all
the
those different like hotels with the themed rooms. Where
Vin. How do you know about this? You're from Staten Island.
Oh, it's near Sayreville area.
That's true.
Right over the bridge.
I'm booking it. We got the hot tub show coming soon.
Yeah.
I'll find a hot tub. There's a Wii spa down the street, Korean spa. I don't
Should
know
we
if I
all-
could live stream in there because it's a nude spa.
Oh,
You know,
God.
maybe if I let everybody know I'm going live.
Oh God, that's the image I want in my mind. That's nice. That's a nice day. We'll get Vin in there too.
Yeah. But any last thoughts about Darby and Sky and Paige?
What's that, Vin? Say that again.
Yeah, we'll all go to the Korean spa, stream some FMW shows. It'll be great.
Jesus. I'll gig.
Why are you gigging?
Get a little blood in the hot tub.
Yeah, get a little blood in the tub. A little blood in the tub. That's it. That could be the name of the show.
Yeah,
Blood in the tub.
We'll book it
Well,
Book it. Book it.
on YouTube and
First
Twitch.
wrestling club pay-per-view.
Blood in the tub.
Live on YouTube and Twitch.
On YouTube
It's
and Twitch.
blood in
Blood
the
in
tub.
the tub.
Who's like a babe that we could get on, or like a stud? Who's like our hottest?
Yeah.
It's gotta be one of
Missy-
the Effie.
Missy Hyatt.
Yeah.
Missy Hyatt and Effie are gonna be on. We haven't been booked yet. Definitely
Okay.
disagree politically on a lot.
Wrestling club members, do your thing. You gotta make this. You gotta make a racket to get Effie and Missy Hyatt in a hot tub on Wrestling Club this summer. You know, we need your support. Do they even know we're associated with WFMU Radio?
Well, they know. No.
I guess they don't know. That's all right.
Yeah, can they pull some strings, get some Jersey City ladies out there? Notable Jersey City
No.
ladies.
No.
Like-
From my experience with WFMU, no.
Yeah, I can't have it. Sorry.
Mm.
And it just cost us $10,000. Ah, boy. Where are we?
Hot Tub Show is going to be for everybody. We're going to get some sexy guests.
Right. That's
We're
right.
working on it now. It's in the books.
Oh God, what a good eye! What a life it's gonna be.
Hey Vin, who's coming on Wrestle Rap?
Mm.
Oh, well, I think this week we're recording the episode of Renee Paquette.
Oh my goodness!
She's got to be due soon, right? I feel like she's been pregnant for 10 years.
She's about ready to go.
What
child will be
could
a
she
dog.
go into labor on Wrestle Rap.
during the podcast.
Yeah.
That's what me and Amelia were talking about, and that would be amazing.
You know what
That
you
would
should
be,
do?
horrific, quite frankly. Like I don't think wide range of emotions.
Let's put it this way, Vin. I'm going to give you some advice. Go on Groupon, look up Vegas Groupon, find something cheap for like a bowling game. Send it to Renee. Be like, hey, go bowling on Wrestle Rap. It's something we do for all our guests. I heard bowling can induce labor. Then she goes bowling and immediately goes on Wrestle Rap. Be like, yeah, just do it right before. I mean, no problem. This is part of the thing. These are the hours. I'm sure. Look, okay.
So she has to go bowling and then immediately do a podcast while 9 months pregnant.
I mean, it's like a nice thing for them to do for her, but because they're like doing this, giving her this nice gift, like she repays them by immediately going on their podcast. I mean, that's just. I mean, what is she, a bitch? Is she a bitch?
Those are fighting. You know who her husband is?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, he's that dweeb, the Mark t-shirt.
Ooh,
Mark.
Yeah, he got in the ring with two real wrestlers, two icons of wrestling.
was a Trent Acid shirt.
Two
Couple of big bad boys.
examples of manliness.
Yeah, a couple of Adonis.
Tough guys.
Couple
Well,
of
that's
beef.
exciting. Renee Paquette this week, or coming soon to Wrestle Rap. America's
Then-
sweetheart.
A couple of people that I can't really reveal yet because they're a little up in the air due to their schedule. But if we can get them, they will be just as big, if not bigger, than Renee. So we got some
Stephanie.
big things in the hopper.
Dixie.
Hulk,
Yeah, Dixie Carter.
Hulk.
Brett.
Dwayne,
Steve.
Oh, it's Tandy Newton.
Ricky Dozan.
Inoki.
Ricky Doe.
Or Udi.
All right. Well, thank you for your call, Vin.
Thanks, Vin. Always good to hear from you.
We love you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
And
sir.
check out Wrestle Rap. Where can people find that?
Wherever you get podcasts, follow us on Twitter at WrestleRap, and go continue listening to more of the WSMU Wrestling Club. Have you guys reached out to Lanny Poffo yet for an interview?
It's hard to contact him in Ecuador.
Oh, he lives in Ecuador.
Yeah,
What's he
Oh,
hiding
that's
from?
right. What's he not hiding from?
Oh man, yeah, it's
Oh boy.
shout
Yeah,
out to
we'll
that
gotta,
guy, yeah,
I
because,
really want to get him to perform his hit song, The Policeman Is Your Friend.
Lanny Pavo's like at episode 100.
Getting
us.
the interview with Lanny
Yeah,
is it's like the first big end game for you guys.
The problem
What
is if
episode
you
he
get
was
an
on?
interview with Lanny, he's gonna shoot on you. He's gonna try to put you in a hold. He's gonna try to put you in the sugar hold or something. He doesn't get it. I think we'll see. We'll see. I hope so.
Hey, Mania season's coming to LA in 2 years.
Right.
We got that to look forward to.
yeah.
He'll be there.
Yeah.
He will.
He ain't missing a con.
No, he won't.
No, he's not.
All right. Thanks, Vin.
Thank you, Vin.
Have a good night.
Well, we got to talk about this triple threat main event, three-way dance. Sorry.
Not
We had
three-way
Orange.
dance.
Mm.
Three-way dance is elimination rules.
Oh man.
I thought
Idiot.
Kenny called it a three-way dance, but yes, you're right.
He's-
He-
We had the TNA World Champion,
Yes.
AAA Mega Champion, the Impact World Champion, the AEW World Champion Kenny Omega, Orange Cassidy, and Pac. It was fun. A lot of our friends on the show tweeting about how exciting it is to see Orange Cassidy in a world title.
What a moment, right? It was great. They going into it, I thought there was zero chance Kenny Omega was going to lose, and he did not lose. He won, but it's a testament to everyone in the ring that there were so many believable near falls with Orange Cassidy.
Yeah.
When he did the WWE finish and he almost stole the victory from Pac.
Oh man.
That was such a great moment. It was a great triple threat match in that it never felt like they didn't rely on the classic one man lays on the outside while we do spots and then we just switch on and off. Like there was so much good 3-way wrestling. Like it was just blocked so well. Pac is just incredible. People don't realize how good he is. He's just so perfect in his moves.
Yeah, he's
unbelievable.
super agile.
You know, he's just as good as Osprey or Ricochet was, or any of the, or Omega for that matter.
I think on commentary they called him a more athletic Dynamite Kid. You know,
that's about right.
Yeah,
I mean, he's more like Dynamite. He's the the evolution of the Dynamite Kids and the Chris Benoit's and and just the rest of his wrestling style. But you remember, I mean, a couple years ago he was Ricochet. You know, he was just nothing but a spot guy. And now, I mean, I think of him as, a middleweight Lesnar. That's how I view him. Just,
I mean, he has more dynamism than Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar is an explosive pro wrestler.
I guess.
He just has that viciousness to him and that believability, and Pac has it as well. It's very much the same thing.
You're right.
His kicks, his flying moves look so painful.
Exactly. I've never seen Brock do anything as impressive as a 540 flip.
Brock Lesnar used to do.
Never seen that.
Brock Lesnar could do a shooting star press at 310 pounds. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I guess
it's amazing.
I guess I don't have the footage.
He was a super heavyweight, but it was a great match. Don Callis, great on commentary. As always, Bryce Remsburg right in there. Such a great referee. I loved the match. I really did. I like every wrestling. I don't have any negative opinions on wrestling.
Really?
Yep.
Well, that brings us to the Stadium Stampede.
Yeah.
Not as great as last year. We had the Inner Circle versus the Pinnacle. One of the coolest entrances ever. The Inner Circle. What do you call that? Dangling down. Very scary.
Yeah, never good. I don't know. That feels like the thing we shouldn't do in wrestling. Yeah, that's like the one thing. It's just like
it seemed like they like there was a malfunction. It seemed like something wasn't right, but it was
right.
It was fine.
It did feel like a malfunction, and any kind of like harness zip line malfunction in wrestling is
you just don't want to see. It also just didn't look cool. So I don't know.
I thought it looked neat.
If they really
just launch them.
Yeah, if it was like Spider-Man, we're coming at SWAT team got sure, but it was like, hey guys, they're scared to they came in at the speed of window cleaners, it was like it was.
Yeah, I think launching might be the issue. I wasn't nervous, but if they did launch them, I'd be like, oh no.
yeah. I think a zip line might have been more appropriate.
Yeah, but they came out they on their strings and with fire. The Pinnacle came out, MJF in his limo, and everybody else in a little pickup truck. We had Tully. Lots of opinions on Tully.
Let's talk about Tully.
Brett, our wrestling club members had a lot of thoughts. Colette said Tully Blanchard is dressed like an elder gay for the occasion. Emily Pratt pointed out Tully Blanchard's side boob.
That shirt was cut dangerously low.
Yeah, I liked people in their little neckerchiefs. It really felt bunkhouse stampede-y. But yeah, there was a ring in the stadium this time. I don't remember if there was last time.
I think there was. I don't remember.
I remember them. They did like a football. I don't know football that well, but a football run at each other.
Shout out to the burning barrel spot. There was no spot. It was just there. Sorry, there wasn't a spot. They just had it. I'm mystified that they did nothing with it.
Yeah, the announcers were confused. They're like, "Why is
Yeah.
there fire?"
Completely mystified. There was just nothing. They just had it there next to the ring, and then they walked away from it.
Yeah, there's a lot of walking away.
Okay, so my favorite part of the match goes without saying. And the weirdest part of the match also, which goes without saying, was the Jake Hager Wardlow freezer brawl with the dissected pig. It was one pig. It wasn't like, I know that they were trying to make it look like a meat freezer, but it was literally one pig cut in half. And then there was like an ice pick, and he was gonna murder him with not an ice pick. There was an icicle. He was gonna murder him with an icicle. But then I'm thinking about what is this room at the football stadium? What is this room's like kayfabe use? Like, to me, it's like there's like a weird weekend janitor, and nobody else goes in this room.
Yeah.
And he's got his little pig that he cut in half.
There are no football games happening.
No, there's open meat.
Even if there were, there would be no reason for them to just keep like fresh
Also,
meat on.
you don't store frozen meat open like that in like a dingy arena.
You don't store that in an arena. You store fries and fucking burgers. You know, like
just,
storing.
that's what they. Yeah, you get
no one's making fries.
You get when you go to Jacksonville, instead of getting a hot dog, you get a shank.
Yeah, there's no food being prepared over there. You know, it's not.
Yeah.
Wait, that was the weird part of the match. I'd say, that was really
processing.
weird.
The processing's done at an earlier stage before it gets to the arena.
Another highlight was
Well, were you psyched about the cameos by Urban Meyer and Charlie Strong?
What? Oh God! They were throwing. Jericho was whipping MJF with footballs, and then he hit him with a Dell computer.
Oh, that was great! Yeah,
and he did the spinning whiteboard thing. That was great.
That was good. I liked MJF and Jericho. That was so. We should hold on. We should just say what the match was. So, like Stadium Stampede last year, they did a big spot with everybody in the beginning, and then everybody pairs off, and they did little scenes basically of them fighting in different spots, and they all came back together. So if I was going to say my favorite, MJF and Jericho was really good, really heated. One thing I wanted to mention about MJF, everybody says, oh, he's so much like Roddy Piper. And that's true, especially as a talker, but he's also like Roddy Piper as a wrestler, because he's basically a hardcore wrestler. He always does blood. He always does brawling. He always gets his ass kicked. Like, it's so great. It's such a classic wrestling heel gimmick. He does it so well.
He knows that he has a punchable face, and people need to see that face.
Oh, absolutely.
I think he realizes.
Yeah,
totally.
Like, if he wasn't self-aware, he'd be Ethan Page.
Exactly.
Like, it's just that's why, like, those mid nobody heels.
You mean Scorpio Sky's sidekick?
Exactly. They're just like, if you're not MJF in AEW and you're trying to just be like a douchebag heel, you're gonna come off as second rate, because he is the first rate. So that was great. Wardlow and Jake Hager was weird and fun, kind of. There was LAX. They went off with FTR, and we had a surprise reunion of LAX.
Yeah, we had some fun. WrestleSplania said the new Def Jam looks great. Emily Pratt loved the tasteful lighting in the stadium nightclub, which was active, and also when the fighting started, people continued to like carry on.
I was saying that, like, my initial joke, as soon as they came in, they started like, two jacked shirtless Puerto Rican guys came in. I was like, "Hey, babe, finish your drink, please. We're going. We're gonna go."
Yeah. There was one guy that like looked over and he was like, "Wow, crazy."
There was one guy still talking, sitting down, still talking.
Brett, can you look this up? How old is Conan?
Conan, who was the DJ.
He was DJ, yeah. That's why I meant an LAX reunion, because Conan was there.
Yeah, he is 57 years old.
Oh my God, he's 5 years younger than Sting.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of living on that for Conan.
57. Okay. Darren was saying that he was like Jericho's age.
I thought he was like just over 50, but that makes sense. He's a couple of years older, but still 57.
Yeah.
He looks a lot older than 57.
There's a lot, and there's a lot. That seven's a lot.
He's got a lot. But
Yeah,
What
in
else?
in the nightclub we had a drinking contest, which kind of
Right.
didn't work for me.
toast. It wasn't
Yeah.
a drinking contest. It was more of a toast. I thought they were gonna go for the shot for shot, but
Yeah, I guess so.
it was fine, but it was I thought
which is like it didn't make sense that they toasted given the animosity between them. I thought they're gonna go for the straight up I can drink you thing, but you know what? It was a decent spot. They tried.
I thought that was the weakest part of the match.
Yeah.
I thought the tag team part kind of fell flat, even though it was kind of funny to see Conan.
They should have pretended to drink and then someone hit the
Now,
bottle. or
what
something.
about
it's cool to
what
see
about-
Conan beat up Tully Blanchard.
that was really cool.
Yeah.
Both just weird old guys. So it was
Mhm.
great. The another highlight for me was the stomp portion of the show.
I like that.
Yeah, me too. That was like
I thought it was cool. The chair fight.
one of the
that was his like gimmick when he first started. Although you could be forgiven for forgetting
the
it.
chairman. No, it's a good gimmick, but they did it in like this a room full of chairs.
Mhm. And the lighting was all like
The lighting was all dramatic,
no score, so it was just like pap.
and it was like a real choreographed fight
Mhm.
with Sammy Guevara, and that was they ended up being the finish of the match. I thought that was cool. That was Sean. I would say that was Sean
Scored by
Spears'
Savion Glover.
I would say that was Sean Spears' biggest, highest profile match of his career.
Wrestling Club member Kath Barbadaro said, "It is deranged to end your first pay-per-view with a real audience in over a year with effectively a Sean Spears match." Which, like, yeah,
But I was okay. I had another. Keep going. Sorry.
yeah. So they did some stuff. Sean Spears decided to not use a pair of pliers and instead opt for a chair, which he already had a chair.
Right.
Jericho beat MJF up with a cardboard cutout of Shad Khan, Tony Khan's father, and then like caressed it. He had more Hager Wardlow brawling. The Inner Circle Motorcycle Club chased Sean Spears. Then we went back in the arena. MJF almost tossed Jericho over the the balcony, I guess, which would have been a nice New Jack nod if he did, but it would have killed Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
And Sammy Guevara chased Sean Spears in a golf cart, and it led to Sammy Guevara, of all people, getting the victory. The big
He
big
needed it.
win.
He needed it.
Yeah,
He was the one that needed to win because he
Something to
he
prove.
technically lost the match for them at Blood and Guts, even though it was really Jericho who took the fall.
Mhm.
But Sammy, hasn't wrestled in a couple months, and there was a little bit of a herky jerky thing going on with his push. Just part of the storyline with Inner Circle and the Pinnacle. So yeah, it was a good win
yeah.
for
Also, the show ended with a Judas sing along. It was
I become man.
It was nice, but I did not mention the new addition to AEW in Mark Henry.
I know. I
Oh.
I missed it. I was in the bathroom and I heard everybody screaming, and I was like, "Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah.
God, who is it?"
It
was Mark Henry.
Mark Henry song, and I failed. Yeah, very excited. 2-time.
It's a shame you can't have the Yin Yang Twins theme song. Maybe you can.
No,
I mean, they could buy him something better, but they're not. What's
I
his
know,
role
I
going to
know.
be? Did they say anything?
He's going to be a coach and a host for AEW Rampage.
Okay, I think it's good. I'm a Mark Henry fan, so I like it.
Yeah.
He seems like a nice guy, and he's, I mean, they got Big Show now. They got Mark Henry. That's
Yeah.
probably I need to stop.
Guys that just would have been lost. I mean,
Yeah,
somebody pointed out on Twitter, who was it? That the Raw Legends Night or whatever from last year, Fightful pointed it out. where Randy Orton just went backstage and humiliated every legend that was there, was effectively an AEW storyline, because he humiliates the Big Show, he humiliates Mark Henry, he humiliates Christian Cage, and
Wow.
one by one, everyone
They all
debuts on AEW's next pay-per-view.
But you know, you can look at it the other way and say, yeah, Vince McMahon's like, sure, take my cast offs. That makes you look second rate. I'm not saying that's what I think, but you know, Vince McMahon has no love for old wrestlers in his mind.
Yeah.
So, you know, is it a miscalculation? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see which way the forbidden door is going to swing.
Well, they're not being used as in-ring talent, you know.
That's good. I was a little worried they were going to make Big Show or Paul White the Joker.
Yeah. I mean, he has I think he has a wrestling contract, so you know, there is a Paul White match to be had, but I think that's down the line, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I loved his funky tie tonight.
It was very nice. You know, I think that's good. Big Show needs to
keep it fresh.
Yeah, you know, he needs to color up. He needs to get some color a little bit. He needs a little bit of little pizzazz.
Yeah. Well, that's AEW Double or Nothing.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
It was a good show. I enjoyed it. Looking forward to crowds that are not in bad red states.
I mean, it was exciting to see crowds again, man. See people really excited.
Yeah.
And like, you know, like
this weekend, Dynamite had a crowd on Friday, and the Darby Allin pop was so great. That was just so great to see. Coming out of this show, boy, I wonder where they're going to go. What do you think?
I think they should have saved the crowd for tonight, because you know, it would have been even more exciting to see.
It was a bigger crowd tonight than it was on Friday.
But still, you know, Friday felt like the first big crowd.
Yeah. I mean, this felt good. I mean, and that was fine too. I think it's weird that they had that crowd though on Friday. Just because it's like a Dynamite show that maybe a lot of people didn't watch because it was at 10 o'clock on a Friday.
Yeah.
But it's okay. It's nice to see a crowd. I wonder, you know, Adam Page won. I wonder if he, I wonder if he's going to be challenging Omega come All Out in September. Is that September, August, whatever the next big show is?
Yeah, they announced All Out for Chicago and Full Gear for St. Louis. So
that's right. And then I wonder, you know, Young Bucks pinned John Moxley, which did not see him drop in the fall. And they didn't. Did they pin him or they make it? No, they pinned him, right? They did like 5 of their.
Yeah, I forget exactly what happened. It was
that knee strike.
One complaint. It was a bit of a long show.
It was.
Being on the West Coast, I'm still not quite used to the time, but I was like, well, you know, I'll be able to watch pay-per-view and then still have like a whole night ahead of me. Because it's
so you expect it to be 3 hours long, but it's really like 4 hours.
Yeah,
it could have been a shorter show. I thought the Battle Royal was kind of weird. I thought that was kind of a low point for me, even though it was cool to see Lio Rush.
Was there a Battle Royal?
There was a battle.
The third match.
Yeah,
that's super long. You can't be doing.
And it was just like I just think the rules of that match are weird.
You can have a low card battle royale. Get out of here.
Yeah, it's I don't know. They do it.
We could have thrown Brian Cage and Hangman Page and Miro and Archer in there and have a more succinct show.
Yeah, I mean you got to do Miro and Archer because that's he's a champion. But you could have held Brian Cage and Adam Page off of it probably, or the Battle Royal. You could. Yeah, more 3-hour wrestling shows. I think that's just fine. Yeah. Not everything needs to be stretched out, but it was an all-action show. No real stinker matches, so it was good. It was good. I'm excited to see what comes next with the Elite. I was really hoping that the mystery person in the Battle Royal was Nick Gage. I thought that would be the perfect guy to come in as
the fuck is up, AEW?
As a special attraction.
I don't see it happening personally.
Moxley, Eddie Kingston, and Nick Gage against the Elite. I think that is a main event worthy of so much. I think that would be such a great. I think it'd be great. I don't know. I think it's just like a special guy to come in on for one shot.
One
Great.
shot, maybe, yeah.
Yeah,
But you know, they got their match they're building too, Moxley and Gage. So
true. So we'll see. Maybe that'll be maybe Moxley will be at Juggalo Championship Wrestling in Ridgefield Park, New Jersey. But we'll have a
Juggalo. I think it's Jersey Championship Wrestling.
Oh, I saw JCW. That's not Juggalo.
It's Jersey Championship.
Championship.
Fuck.
But I'm sure Juggalo
JC.
Championship Wrestling is getting up and going. So, you know, you'll be
I
able
hope-
to go to Cave and Rock. Well, next week on Wrestling Club, we got special guests. The Nobodies will be joining us. It's Lady Berica Andrews, Wrestling Club alumni, DJ Accident Report. And plus, we'll have a very special light side of the ring look at Choco Pro with Badian Aki and Mei Saruga. So you got that to look forward to next week on Wrestling Club.
We'll see you then.
All right. Thank you,
Wrestling-
everybody, for tuning into the live stream. Man
We'll be-
downstairs.
Thank you, Isaiah.
Yeah, check us out, YouTube and Twitch.
We will be back Thursday night at 9 with the Nobodies and Choco Pros.